Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's the Dog Daddy. Today I'm giving you guys a video that I wasn't really planning on putting out. As you may know, I went to Brazil a few months ago and I filmed a lot of it, but not in the way that I wanted to film, meaning it just wasn't really in order, so I just got a bunch of random clips. And today I decided to put it together anyways, do a voiceover, and bring you guys along in this journey going back to where I grew up. So you guys in this video will see the farm life on the top of the mountains in the middle of nowhere, to the favelas and the city life in Brazil, the food and the family, all in one video that I put together for you guys today. I hope you enjoy it. Again, it's not the best, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a taste of what my childhood was like growing up in Brazil. I hope you like it. So here we are when we first arrived in the city, Vila Velha, Espírito Santo, where I grew up part of the time, because the other part, as you guys are going to see, is out in the country. We're going to be going back and forth in this video, showing clips from the city life as well as the country life, as you guys can see right now. This is where I spent the majority of my time. This is out on the top of the mountains, all dirt road, as you can see, surrounded by mountains and rocks and isolated from pretty much everything. We didn't have internet. We only had just fruit trees and the jungle and my animals, of course. Here I was actually reflecting back on the fact that as a young child, I used to climb those rocks that you guys see on both sides, following my goats. So I had goats that would climb those rocks like no problem. And I would try to follow them like as if I was a goat. And looking back, I don't know how I was not afraid, because you couldn't pay me $1 million today to try to climb those rocks, because I remember how scary it was being up there and having to come back down. Like, I don't understand how I had no fear to do it. Now, this is showing you guys basically what I had around me. This is it. Every single day, I had my dogs there, my goats, the horses. This property is very big, so you can't really see everything because of all the tall trees. Now, we're back in the city. We're going to go back to the farm, so don't worry. But we're showing you guys basically the city life. We're here by the beach. We're getting fresh coconut water, which is something that I loved to do. It's one of my favorite things to drink. And in Brazil, we eat a lot. So we're here at a restaurant, and my grandparents right there. So the entire family is here together to enjoy some of Brazilians' most popular dishes. So that's a moqueca that you guys see right there. It's made out of fish. It's kind of like a fish soup. I think there's another way to describe it, but look it up, moqueca. It's very popular in Brazil. It's one of my favorite foods. There's a whole variety of things here. Like I was saying, Brazilians are big foodies, and yeah, we like to eat a lot. Despite me being skinny, I do eat a lot, like most typical Brazilians. That's my sister over there. Now we're back at the beach. This is 9 p.m. in Brazil. It's very common that people are very active. Brazilians are also very active. They like to be outdoors. Kids are always playing outside, and there's all kinds of different activities going on. There's street performers like this. Do not attempt this at home, but there's people attempting to make a living for themselves any way they can think of. So you see a lot of very crazy street performers doing crazy things for money. And sadly, they don't make a lot. Not many people tip them. Now, if you thought I was joking, I was not. Here we are again. That's my grandfather and my aunt's husband making some food again. So those pans that you see there are, what are they called? Compression pans, where basically they cook the beans inside and tough meat. That's my grandmother preparing some raw garlic. They always make everything by hand in Brazil. We get a lot of stuff that comes right from the ground, fresh foods. So beans, rice, meat, vegetables, and anything in between. It's usually all grown in the country and purchased fresh and made at home. In my household, they cooked every day, if not twice a day. Now let's go back to the country. You're going to see some eucalyptus trees right here, and then we're going to pass by this beautiful banana plantation. So some of the farms in Brazil specialize in, different things. So this is just a big banana plantation that I'm showing you guys. It goes for acres and acres of just banana trees. And they don't have bananas right now, but those are all banana trees on both sides. So that's how crazy it was, to pass by coffee plantations, banana plantations, and beans and rice, um, and learning how they all grow in different ways and different areas. It's amazing. Now, this is my old school. I went to school here. As you can tell, it's pretty small. This was a high school, and that's where I went to school. Now, you can kind of see it's still out in the country. There's not much around. This is like one of the closest cities, to where I lived, and it's still about an hour away. And I'm going to show you guys kind of like the route that we had to take to get to school. As you can see, it's still all dirt road. This is on a sunny day. This is like mud from a previous rain. But just so you know, when it rained and these roads got really bad, as you can imagine by the conditions of the roads here, even on a nice day, the school van would not be able to get us home. So we would have to walk this entire distance that you guys can see, without being able to communicate with our family at home. We would have to just get out of the van and start to walk. And we would go from anywhere from 4 p.m. after school all the way until midnight or later to get home. And, if it was raining, our family would just assume that that's what's happening and that's why we're not home in time, because there was no way to communicate. There was no cell phones. There was no way to communicate. So basically, yeah, we're like there on our own. And it would happen more often than you can imagine. During rainy season, these roads get so bad, that there was no way to drive. And anyways, it was pretty fun. I'm really thankful that I was able to live through these experiences and be where I am today and be able to tell the stories. I mean, a lot of the people that grew up there, they still live there. They're going to live their entire life there. And, even after 10 years, things aren't much different, as I was able to see. There's still no cell phone servers. They still have the dirt roads, and everybody is still kind of living the same life. Another plantation of banana plantation over there. But the air was so fresh, guys. It was so refreshing to breathe that fresh air, just on top of the mountains, look at the beautiful sky, and beautiful experience. Then we're back to horses. There was like little villages that you pass by, and you see a little bit of civilization. But then we're back on the road, and back to nothing around us. Now let's go back to the city again. Street food, lots of very popular little street food, and lots of street animals as well. And I say animals because it's not just dogs, there was also horses. Now we're in the favelas. We have one of my dogs that flew with me to Brazil, and we are here in the favelas of Brazil. Now this is a very scary place to be in, as you can tell. It's very sketchy. I was only allowed in because I grew up next to this place, and a lot of people recognized me when I was visiting, so they welcomed me in. But you can see how it's dark, and these are kind of like back alleys where people don't really go in unless they live there, and it's very dangerous. There's shootings that go on all the time, and I just wanted to, do this so I could get the videos, and I was taking a chance for you guys to see basically where I grew up part of the time. The reason my grandparents purchased the farm is exactly to escape this. This was just a scary place. There was a lot of, homicide that went on, lots of drugs, lots of just gang fights going on. They wanted to escape this and go to live on the ranch. Now, what you guys are seeing in this video is a lot of back and forth between the city, the favelas, and the country life, because when we were visiting Brazil, we did exactly that. We went back and forth multiple times throughout the time that we were there. So the videos that you guys are seeing, the clips here, is basically us driving to the ranch, back to the city, to the favelas, back and forth. And the ride was about an hour. So I'm just showing you guys clips of what we saw.